Hello, hello. My name is Dr. Kieran Kirkendall, and I am so excited that you are here with me today. Today, you're going to learn the 5 secrets that you must know to finally break free of the anxiety, burnout, and fatigue so you can end the suffering without spending needless time and energy on treating symptoms and coping mechanisms that are simply not working. If you're here with me, I'm assuming you're someone that wants to feel energized, empowered, and passionate about life, but you've been struggling to break through your anxiety, your burnout, and your fatigue. I've been there. I know what it's like to spend years struggling to try to find the root cause to a solution that actually works. But the truth is, if you don't change anything, it's not going to stay the same. It gets so much worse. But there's some very real solutions, and that's what we're talking about today. And what makes this approach different is the potent combination of functional neurology, functional medicine, and deep inner work in a combination designed to get you to the root of your issue quickly. In this webinar, you'll learn the tools to end the suffering, calm your nervous system, and break the barriers to what's been holding you back. Not to mention a dramatic boost in your power, confidence, and passion for living fully. This allows you to reclaim your joy, passion, and love for life again. But before I begin, I want to tell you who this webinar is for. This webinar is for the burnout, anxious, and exhausted change makers that know a more beautiful world is possible. For those that have a burning desire to feel and be great, but have lost their way from all the pressure and the stress of living. For those with a big calling on their heart to show up fully in life, but are weary from not having the energy and the strength to bring their mission into the world. And for those who are ready to free themselves by healing their bodies, mastering their emotions, and transcending their past. Whether you've been stuck for a long or a short time, believe you can or cannot break free, or you're just ready to uplevel your life, this webinar is definitely for you. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey that will show you how to transform your anxiety, burnout, and fatigue into the vibrant health and passion you were always meant to have. In the next 35 minutes or so, my promise is that by the end of this masterclass, you will know the 3 major things holding you back from creating lasting change so you can transform them into clear, actionable steps. How these negatively affect you and the proper order to address them so you can break free of the confusion and the overwhelm, and how you can quickly get to the root of the issue without spending years of your life on ineffective and costly help. You'll also learn how to join thousands of others that have applied this exciting method so you can finally access the knowledge to free yourself from the anxiety, burnout, and fatigue. How to reclaim your power and step beyond a life of quiet desperation. And finally, the most important steps you must take that will help you empower and energize you. But before we begin, I want to know if I'm speaking to the right person or not. So tell me, does this sound like you? Do you ever wake up in the morning and think to yourself, there's got to be more to life? Surely I didn't just come here to feel like this all the time. Do you want to make a change in your life and you're ready to get started, but you don't know how or who to even turn to for help? Do you really want to take charge of your health, but you don't feel like you have the guidance to get to the root of the cause of the issue? Have you already invested thousands of dollars in precious time into getting help, but still don't feel like you have made the right change that you've desired? Do you see other people out in the world feeling happy and energized and loving their life and think to yourself, I wish I could feel this way, but I have no idea what they're doing or even how to start? Or are you afraid that even if you don't figure this situation out soon, you'll feel even worse, possibly trapped inside your own body, never to obtain the life that you deeply desire? So let me ask you the big question. If nothing changes in the next 5 to 10 years, how's your life really going to look? I want you to pause for a moment. I mean, really, close your eyes. And if you really feel into this, if nothing changes in the next 5 to 10 years with your health and your life, how is your life actually going to look? We're just going to take 60 seconds to feel into what's true when you get real with yourself and you get quiet. So, if nothing changes in the next 5 to 10 years, how does your body feel? What does your energy feel like? Do you feel calm and peaceful? Or are you more stressed in your life? Are you more anxious? More burned out? What are your relationships like? What's your relationship to your partner like, your children, yourself? How are your finances? Have you spent endless money? I mean, what's the quality of your life? I mean, really, 10 years from now, if nothing changes, did you create what you're here to create, or are you still feeling stuck? Do you know what the real problem is? The real problem is you haven't made the proper shifts in the correct order. That's it. Most people believe if you suffer with anxiety, burnout, or fatigue, your only options are to wait it out, block the symptoms with medications, or simply just try to avoid feeling it. But the truth is that this leads to much more serious issues if you don't learn to listen to what your body is simply screaming at you. There are very specific steps that you're going to need to take to reclaim your power and end the suffering. Your body is trying to speak to you, and you'll need to learn how to communicate with it to understand what it's saying and to be able to give it what it truly needs. Luckily, you can learn and change the outcome and overcome the agony. And I'm going to show you how with the five major secrets that you absolutely must know. I truly wish I had this information when I was starting off on my healing journey. And I'll tell you, after helping tens of thousands of patients and working with coaching clients all over the world, I can confidently tell you that once you make these shifts and properly apply the five secrets you'll learn today, you will immediately start to experience a world of relief. It's as though the answers that you've been searching for and that helped, like you're looking for, are finally here. You will walk with ease and confidence, knowing that you have the support you need to make the changes and progress you've been looking for. You will have clear action steps to help you finally access the knowledge and the support that you've been desiring. You will know that your search is over and you're finally on the path to making the changes you always knew and wished you could. You'll feel more joy, energy, and peace in your life to go out and make the impact in the world now that you know where to start and the steps to take. And finally, you'll no longer need to feel afraid or trapped because you'll have the resources to heal, and a life you love living will begin to return again. So, who am I? My name is Dr. Kieran Kirkendall, and I'm passionate about this work because when I was 18, I was bedridden with chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and extreme anxiety condition. I mean, it was terrible. I would lay in bed convinced I was dying, and I would finally call the emergency room, and the EMS would pick me up and they'd take me to the hospital and they'd tell me there was nothing wrong. And over many years of doing this, I slipped into extreme exhaustion, extreme burnout, and it got worse and worse. I laid in bed for 3 years in agony with throbbing pain, fatigue, and literally convinced I was dying. I was going in total despair to physician, to another physician, seeking help until I found a holistically minded doctor who thought differently and showed me how to transform that fatigue and anxiety into the purpose and passion I now live with. It's what fuels me and gives me the excitement to talk to you because I know you can make this transition too. You don't have to live this way. This experience has inspired me to become a doctor myself, and I've created a very successful practice over the last 16 years. I've now seen over 40,000 patient visits, and I draw my wisdom from my postdoctoral training that includes thousands of hours in the fields of functional medicine, functional neurology, transformational coaching, chiropractic, applied kinesiology, cutting edge nutritional interventions, emotional and trauma release, along with leading retreats and workshops all around the world. This is the work that juices me. But what makes my work truly unique is the powerful combination of these modalities that's given me the razor sharp ability to get to the core of what's blocking my patients and my clients and help them transform their lives for good. And now I'm going to show you how you can do the same. But I must let you know, this is a tremendous amount of information that we're going to just put into a webinar today and make as simple as possible. And the real power and juice of this is the conversation that will come out of it for you and the possibility of what you can do to actually shift your own life. So let's begin. With all that said, let's jump into the five major secrets. Secret number one, you are a miracle. Your body is the most advanced biotechnology on the planet, and it has the ability to shift and transform through almost anything if you know how to use it. You can utilize this powerful, untapped potential to transmute pain and free yourself up. You just have to remember that you have an incredible capacity to heal and transform. Lying within you is the potential for greatness, and what seems like an obstacle now is what you can utilize to empower yourself for great change. Look, here's some of the stats. Your heart beats 100,000 times a day. Think about that. It pumps 63,000 miles of blood every single day. You breathe 23,000 breaths. Your body is composed of 50 trillion cells. If you add up all your cells' electrical potential, you have 3.5 trillion volts of electricity in your body. That's the power of 12 billion car batteries, guys. All of this magic is happening inside of you right now, and you don't have to even think about it. You are a powerful and untapped, potent being that is here for joy, love, and service. You've just not been told that. And when you start to feel terrible, you very quickly forget that. But you don't need to continue feeling like this because there is hope. What makes an absolute barrier now feel like impenetrable and you'll never get through will be the rocket fuel that powers you to where you want to be. So, what's missing? You need a plan. Here's a case study with Julie. When Julie first came to see me as a patient, she was desperate. She'd been battling for years with extreme anxiety, burnout, and fatigue. She had reached a point of total despair, and all of her doctors could do was tell her that her tests were normal and use expensive words to explain why they didn't know the cause of her struggle. Despite working with some of the best and well meaning practitioners, they weren't able to get to the root of her problem because they simply weren't asking the right questions and utilizing the right testing. Over time, Julie became convinced that she would never be able to end her struggle and cultivate the energy to feel happy and free. Without any hope in sight, she almost took her own life. Together, we began asking the deeper questions. Utilizing the proper testing, we were able to get the answers that she was seeking. Seeing a clear action plan laid out before her and actionable steps allowed her to actually own the possibility that she could make the shift she was desperate for. Julie implemented the changes and began to feel incrementally better day by day. And today, Julie celebrates a life of passion and energy because what she thought was her worst breakdown has proven to be the power of innate ability to transform even through her greatest adversity. Now she uses this in the work that she brings to the world. So, secret number two, you are a set of powerful systems that must be supported in a comprehensive and correct order. So, you need a systems approach. And there is a proper sequence that you must address them in, or it'll be extremely difficult to reach any sort of lasting change. If even one of these systems that are primary are not functioning properly, you will struggle to improve and regain your health. Here are the three most important systems we'll be covering today. Number one is the biochemical system. Number two is the central nervous system. And number three is the emotional system. There's many other systems, but for simplicity, these are the three most primary things that we can support you in here. So system number one is the biochemical system, like I said. You must balance your body's biochemistry and get it functioning properly because it affects everything. The biochemistry part is how your blood sugar, oxygen, hormones, and organs, how your glands function. If any of these are out of balance, you will struggle with anxiety, sleep issues, racing of the mind, weight gain, burnout, fatigue, and an endless list of symptoms that never seem to end. The result, you will feel terrible, run down, anxious, and exhausted. Everyone's biochemistry is unique, so you'll need to utilize the latest and most comprehensive form of testing and evaluation possible to be crystal clear on where you need to specifically start. System number two is your central nervous system. The problem is most people today are stuck in a sympathetic dominant state. The sympathetic state is the constant go, go, go feeling that you might have. To use a car as an analogy, it's like we're racing our engine all day long in the wrong gear. And even when it's parked in the garage, it's like it's revving, so you never get the downtime to recover. This causes your body's engine to burn out. This is often the root of digestive issues, insomnia, just laying in bed, not being able to sleep, craving for alcohol, sugar, anxiety, fatigue, panic attacks, depression, low sex drives, and tons of stress. There is a way to calm the central nervous system by stacking and quickly incorporating all the aspects of your parasympathetic nervous system all at once. This brings your nervous system back into balance so the rest and recovery phase can actually finally begin. It's powerful and effective, and it can be done in a matter of seconds once you learn how. System number 3 is your emotional system. Most of us were taught to ignore our emotional system, but the feelings and the emotions of the body are the key to your mastery. It's a guidance system if you know how to work with it, and an emotional nightmare if you don't. I've experienced both. The truth is, you're not going to heal if you don't work with the emotional body in the proper way. It's what causes you to reach for the distraction, addiction, and the avoidance behaviors. It's like the monster under the bed that you really don't want to look at. But if you learn how to properly feel and listen to the emotional guidance system, it becomes your superpower. Here's another case study. When I met Samantha, she was desperate to find help and on the verge of giving up. Although she'd been grasping for support from countless approaches, she had not been instructed on how to actually comprehensively combine working with her biochemistry, emotions, and the central nervous system at the same time. Because of this, she remained stuck in her suffering with anxiety, exhaustion, and constant panic. Hopeless, Sam slipped into weight gain, depression, and burnout. The power of our time together came from the longer appointments we were able to set aside to do the deeper work, to allow her to be truly heard and supported. After applying the proper support to each of her systems, Samantha had the power back in her hands. Today, Samantha's living a life that she truly loves. She uses the testimony of her pain and early struggle to fuel her wildly successful transformational coaching business. Secret number 3 is the emotional clearing technique. Look, there's a weapon being used against you and you don't even know it. Distraction. There is so much going on today. There are endless tasks, advertisements, and information overload that are fighting for your attention. This causes massive distraction, impacts the way you feel, and knocks you out of connection with yourself. If you don't learn how to center and set yourself free of these distractions, you're never going to be able to hear your truth and move from a place of personal power. Not being able to move from your own power is the 500-pound gorilla that doesn't show up in your blood test. But it affects everything. That's why it's imperative to learn a quick and potent way to reconnect to your center and release these negative emotions. I call it the emotional clearing technique. Simply said, it helps you clear the distractions, reclaim your center, and take your power back. The benefit is that once you master this technique, you don't have to stay stuck in overwhelm looking for a quick fix like food, distraction, or avoidance. This inability to clear these internal and external distractions is why so many people's attempts to feel better simply fail. And it's why we have a $4 trillion a year failed medical system. This is what $1 trillion looks like. Look at the image. This is just $1 trillion. Now imagine 4 times that amount. Let me say that again. This is a $4 trillion a year medical system that is not showing you this powerful approach to put the power back in your hands. And this is one of the primary reasons why this system is so exploded in the cost, is because we're treating these things that are very simple to treat with expensive drugs and pharmaceuticals and medical procedures, where you could simply be given the keys to take the power back into your own life. Case study. John's story of transformation is a common but miraculous one. John was very distracted and overwhelmed due to the fear he had around his inability to find the root cause of what was holding his health back. Trapped in fear, he found himself up late at night worrying about how he was ever going to have the energy to be the prosperous husband and father that he knew he needed to be. After working with over 20 different doctors and 5 years of desperately searching for help, we discovered that he'd been unknowing struggling with a chronic inflammatory issue driven by infection and chemical toxicity. These were blocking his body from producing energy and detoxifying. But what made his transformation possible beyond his supporting his body to heal was learning how to work with his consciousness, the states of fear, distraction, and worry, so he could be getting himself unstuck while we're in between appointments. What John had to realize was that he wasn't just his physical body that was blocking him, but his emotional thoughts of never going to be able to get better and move forward. Once John mastered the emotional clearing technique, he regained his health and his joy for life. Today, John is happily married and has the energy to run a successful investing firm and be fully present with his 3 children. Secret number 4, the SET method. There's a method that you can apply that will help you understand the right steps you must take to accelerate your recovery through any healthy or emotional barrier that you're experiencing. But before I tell you what the method is, let me tell you why the old method doesn't work. The old way. Today, the world is moving at an overwhelming speed. Due to increased interconnectivity and technology, the demand on our lives in a world of increasing complexity and stress requires a system that can quickly and properly address the issues at their root. Just trying to take a pill to make it go away and numb the symptoms will not work. It never has, and it never will. Add to this, working on the only one body system at a time with inadequate practitioners cannot provide the completely integrated foundation you're going to need for change. It is imperative that you utilize a comprehensive method that is going to address and evaluate all your major systems at once. When the whole body is supported in combination, you can finally start to get effective and lasting improvement. People are quickly catching on to these inadequate approaches. It's the 21st century, and people can tell something is missing in the way their practitioners are supporting them. People are ready to work with a practitioner that genuinely loves what they do, looks their client in the eyes, and gives them the steps that guide them through a process that actually works. If you're still here with me, I know that you too are looking for some very real solutions that actually work from people that have integrity, comprehensive skills, and an approach that creates lasting change. Quick fix, superficial, and old paradigm approaches really won't stand any longer. It's imperative to combine the latest cutting edge modalities together into a complete approach if you want to create an optimal path forward. The new way. To help you understand this in its most simplest way, I created the SET method. To be honest, I wish I had known this information I'm about to share with you when I was starting off on my healing journey. Let's use the analogy that you are building a home, and the home is your body. If you're going to build a home you actually want to live in, you must have the proper foundation, or the whole house is just going to fall apart. So here's the SET method. Let's imagine we're building a structure or a home that you want to live in. The SET method has 3 primary components for building a stable home in this analogy. It's an acronym for the structure, electrical, and the thermostat aspect of building your home. The structure is the biochemical portion we spoke about earlier. This is where we investigate your systems using the cutting edge approaches to actually look at the testing to address the underlying issues such as the nutrition, the endocrine, infections, chemicals, or toxicities. The electrical system is the system that's involved in the electrical wiring of your body. It's the central nervous system that we spoke about. Here, you can learn how to quickly and powerfully calm your nervous system so you can break the cycle of the anxiety, worry, burnout, and the fatigue. If your nervous system is stressed and on overload, even if you take the pressure off, it can take years for your system to come back into balance on its own. The great news, with this method, you can quickly learn how to effectively calm your nervous system so that your body can come back into balance much more rapidly, so you can begin to feel better much faster. The third aspect is the thermostat, and this is the temperature regulator of your home, or what I call the emotional setting. Just like building a home, if you have the structure and the electrical wiring working well, but the thermostat is set too high, you're not going to want to live in there. I mean, have you ever lived with someone that's in a just terrible mood? A mother, a partner, a housemate that is stressed out and just needs to let off some steam? If you live in an uncomfortable environment such as this within yourself or with others, it makes it very difficult to recover. So it's imperative that you learn to work with these three important body systems in proper combination, or change will be very difficult to achieve. You can do this. However, trying to do all this work on your own is insane, and it's why the fifth secret is to hire a mentor. Everyone should have a mentor. The mentor is the guide on your journey that will help you identify, address, and shift the most vital and primary issues you need to make the transformation you're deeply desiring. Their job is to help you avoid the countless costly mistakes that slow you down, drain your energy, and keep you from reaching your goal. I get it. When you're struggling, it can feel like a death roll. Often it can feel like there's no way out. So let me ask you something. If your house was on fire and you called the fire department and they saved the structure of your home, but everything was soaking wet, burned, and smelled like smoke, would you be grateful? Yes, they saved the structure of your home. It was an emergency. But should you call the fire department again to repair your home? No, the fire department is not in that line of work. You need to call a skilled carpenter, plumber, or electrician. That's what the mentor can do for you. You need a specific specialist at different times in your life. To only rely on one limited approach to get the job done simply doesn't work. Trust me, I tried. The greatest thing you can do for the solutions you seek is to find the best mentor you can, one that's been there and is now has the wisdom, the knowledge to guide you through it. To find someone who is going to save you countless time, energy, and money and save you from years of unnecessary struggle. When you find the right mentor with the right tools, do what it takes to invest in learning from them, because investing in the right mentor is the most valuable thing you can possibly do. Now, today I promised you I was going to take you on a journey that would show you the five secrets you must know to finally break free of the anxiety, burnout, and fatigue so you can end the suffering without spending needless time and energy on treating symptoms and coping mechanisms. I said I would show you the major things holding you back from creating lasting change so you can transform them into clear, actionable steps that will energize and empower you. I would show you how these things negatively affect you in the proper order to address them so you can break free of the confusion and the overwhelm, and how to actually help you quickly get to the root of the issue without spending years of your life on ineffective and costly help. I said I was going to show you how this exciting technique can help you finally access the knowledge you need to free yourself from the anxiety, the burnout, and the fatigue. How to reclaim your power and step beyond a life of quiet desperation. And finally, the most important steps you must take that will help empower and energize you. Here are the secrets I've given you to achieve this. Number one, remember that you're a miracle. Number two, you are a set of powerful systems that must be supported comprehensively. Number three is the emotional clearing technique. Number four, the SET method. And number five, hire a mentor. Now you have a choice. Are you going to choose to stay stuck where you are, knowing that these issues will only grow far worse if you don't find the help you need soon? Are you going to stay trapped in a life that keeps you frozen in frustration and suffering, perpetually trying ineffective approaches that suck the joy and fulfillment out of your life? Are you going to keep struggling to find a way out, trapped in frustration, being duped into using limited and outdated approaches with practitioners that don't seem to even care while you move closer and closer towards complete exhaustion and defeat? Are you going to deny the calling on your heart to show up fully in your life and stay stuck so you cannot be able to bring your mission into the world? Or are you ready to take the red pill and say no more to being stuck in all these exhausting symptoms without a proper, intelligent approach that is going to help you make the changes that you've been looking for? Are you ready to work with someone who can guide you to master the skill of working the steps back to health in a direct and potent approach that makes logical sense? Are you finally going to get to the underlining issue of what's been holding you back so you can fully answer the calling on your heart and bring your mission into the world when you feel fantastic again? Are you ready to reclaim your birthright, to feel incredible, and to choose to do something that can change the trajectory of your life so that you can feel the power, passion, and energy you were born here to experience? This is how I can help. I know that some of you may be interested to learn more and want my help so that you can take your life and your health back, and I'd love to meet with you. So, I have set aside some time over the next 48 hours to speak with you personally about how we can begin to start applying these concepts right away. Whatever your biggest challenges are, I've seen them before and I know that I can help you. You don't have to feel or live this way anymore. During our call, I'm going to help you craft a step by step strategy to get clear on where you want to be, what's been standing in the way, and create an action plan that's going to move you forward with clarity and precision. And the cost of this is absolutely nothing. It's free. And it would be my pleasure and my honor to help you assess your situation and see if I'm the right fit for you. However, whenever I work with someone, I focus on creating a very specific, customized, and highly tailored deep dive approach. And for that reason, I choose to only work with a select few at a time. I don't work with everyone. So before you go ahead and book your call, let me tell you what I look for in the people I work with. You must be ready and determined to take your life and your power back. You must be willing to do the work and desire support from someone who truly cares about his patients. You must be truly committed, ready for real solutions, and are willing to let go of the story that you're stuck. If this sounds like you, then click the button below and book a free session now. And whether I end up being the right fit for you or not, I will make sure you get tremendous value out of our time together. I'll also make sure you have a strategy in place for how you can effectively move forward. And if that's not with me, that's fine too. So, why do I do all this? I do this because I've been there. I know what it's like to be stuck in anxiety, burnout, and fatigue and feel like there's no way out, surrounded by doctors that rush through their appointments and don't even seem to care. It's a terrible feeling. But you know what? You are important. You have a mission, you have a purpose, and it's your birthright to live your best life. And I want you to experience all the joy, love, and feel confident to move through anything that stands in your way. It's truly my highest service to support those that are ready to regain their power, health, and happiness for life. It doesn't have to be a struggle. I want you to get the answers you've been looking for so you can get back out there and be the change that you want to see in the world. To book your call, click the button below and claim your free session now. When you click that link, you'll be directed to my calendar. You'll see a list of times, so just select one of those. Book a time that works best for you. You'll be redirected to a short, concise application form. So fill that out. That'll help us get laser focused for our call. We will jump on a call and determine a strategy of how we can take you and your health and your passion back so you can create the life you love living. I promise it's going to be the best 45 minutes you've spent working on your action plan to get your health back yet. This call will bring some very real solutions for you because we're going to get crystal clear on where you want to be, what's been standing in the way, and how to move you forward with precision. Before I let you go, I want to share with you why I love the work I offer so much. I love what I do because I get to draw from my own personal struggles. I love getting to apply all the neurological, biochemical approaches, nutrition, emotional, and deep transformational coaching work in a combination that I believe is truly unique. I've created a way to slow down and really be with one client, one patient at a time that I'm working with. I've been in a position of deep anxiety and despair and fatigue, and I know what it feels like to have no way out. Being able to give people hope, time, and the spaciousness it takes to allow my clients and patients to truly be seen and heard and apply the proper action steps is one of the greatest gifts I can give. It's my highest excitement, passion, and purpose to offer this work to you. There is a way through it, and it doesn't have to be such a struggle. It's been fantastic spending time with you today, and it's my hope you got a lot out of this. Once again, I would love to see you on a call so we can begin to determine how I can help you. So go to my Claim My Free video call now and book a free call with me. Nothing makes me happier or more excited than to help you in the struggle and give you the support you need in reclaiming your health, power, and purpose. Thank you for spending your time with me today. This is Dr. Kieran Kirkendall, and I hope you have a gorgeous day.